Dude, this guy was not supposed to go that low. I mean, he just wasn't. It was something that was a surprise to all of us. And this is what you're getting. Okay, you're getting a guy who really supposed to be and should have been a lottery pick, if not right outside of the lottery, at 20th. I mean, this is just uncalled for. This is ridiculous. Spurs outdid themselves with this one.
I want some nasty. Are we having fun yet?
All right, so everything's running slow on my computer. Oh, I think it's back. Yeah. So we're gonna talk about this. Malaki Branham. Okay, so this is an article by Ken Five, Tom Petrini, if you will. Hey, we had Tom Petrini on the channel. He's a nice guy. He has to say the Spurs have found a professional scorer in rookie Malaki Branham. Now, you guys remember when we live streamed, right, during the draft, and I completely forgot Malaki Branham was on the board. Like, I had him in my players to grab, but I don't know if I stopped paying attention or I was so hyped the fact that we got Jeremy Sohan, a guy that I wanted, and I pointed that out. He was the number one guy I wanted in ninth. So maybe I was just too excited about that. But hey, Malaki Branham, he landed at 20th, and it was absolutely ridiculous. And this is the result of that. I know a lot of people are pretty shocked, but there's nothing to be shocked by. If you watched any of his games in college, if you ever paid any attention to what he brings, this is normal for him. He's a rookie that at 19 years old, he really doesn't feel like it. The way that he plays is almost as if he's been in the league for at least 5 or 6 years, because he knows his spots and he knows how to get to them. Now, the reason being, and this is one thing I want to bring up before we get into this article, the reason I personally believe that Malaki Branham is so solid is because he didn't necessarily have natural basketball talent when he was younger. That's just facts. If you go back and you watch, or not watch, I'm sorry. If you go back and you listen to what his trainer had to say about his game, what he had to say about his game, he was absolutely trash, hot garbage as a player. And as time went on, I mean, he just stayed in the gym. He stayed at it. And because he wasn't as good or talented as some of the other players, he had to really manage to find his own spots and get really, really good at shooting to justify him being on the court. And then even time went on, he wasn't super athletic. So he had to really work on even having the ability to get off the ground and dunk. I mean, he didn't have his first dunk until late into the season after working on it way before that. So yeah, just overall, he's an awesome hard worker, and that's the product of that. And now that he's obviously he had his growth growth spurt when he was younger, and time went on, it all came together. So now you're seeing a product of a guy that belongs in the NBA, even though when he was early on and he was younger, he didn't necessarily have NBA talent, or not NBA talent, he didn't have basketball talent, and he had to really hone in on his fundamentals. But if you guys are wondering how good he's been, I'm sure you read this, I kept it on the screen this long. Through 9 games in February, he's averaging 19 points and 3 assists per game, while hitting 52% from the floor and 41% from 3. Now, one thing I am curious about is this 41%, if it's catch and shoot or is off the dribble, or like what the percentage is was there. Because one thing he did struggle with in college was off the dribble threes, and if he can manage that, he will be an instant threat as soon as he get past half court, which would be absolutely nasty. Also, one thing to add on as well, and I'm not sure if this article's going to bring it up, but I believe this is the highest point average in the month of February between any rookies. So he is leading all rookies, and I mean in the NBA, with points per game in the month of February. Really impressive. But moving on, the numbers are impressive on their own, but the truly impressive thing is how the 3-level scorer is getting it done. Talent evaluators compared him to the miniature Chris Middleton. Hey, we mentioned that a lot. We say that a lot around draft time because of his mid-range mastery and his crisp ability to get to his spots and drain his shots. Hey, they rhymed there. Even compared the way he moves to Kevin Durant, it may seem like a reach, but it's one of those things that you can't unsee once you see it. Okay, this is what we're gonna do, okay? Because you guys know I don't want to get copyright. Okay, so hold on. I'm gonna mute the desktop. All right, bear with me. I'm gonna move this, and then I won't get copyrighted. That's just how YouTube works, because it's stupid. All right. Oh crap! I didn't mean to go all the way to. Oh crap! All right, we still gonna do this. Okay. All right. Okay, hold on. You guys see it? They can't copyright me like this. They can't copyright me like this. Can't write. I do see a little bit of Kevin Durant. They can't copyright me like this. They can't do it. They can't copyright me like this. Catch and shoot. Bang. Okay. All right. We're done with that. And also, I mean, almost all his threes are catch and shoot. At least from what I've seen, I like for him to develop off the dribble 3-point shooting. That was just never his thing. In college, it seemed like, it didn't seem like he was really good around the pick and rolls. Really great mid-range scorer, probably the best in the draft at mid-range scoring. And then he was a really good catch and shoot 3-point. He's just a guy you can't leave open. Okay. Obviously, KD is bigger than 6'4" Branham and one of the best scorers in this league has ever seen. But the way he moves is what sets him apart from every other 6'11" guy. And anyone who employs those techniques will be better for it. He's just fundamentally sound. I mean, that's really what it comes down to. Even his shot release is so fast. I mean, he doesn't need much space. I mean, he's just fundamentally sound. I mean, that's all it really comes down to. Okay, I'm not going to risk any more copyrights. If his speeds get the defender leaning one way, he'll stop on the dime and fire a shot, or just turn and dribble right around him. He's already a skilled shooter who can't be left alone, and he does a good job of moving without the ball to dangerous spots. Yeah, and we know that, and that's what I was talking about. He was always a pretty good catch and shoot scorer, and with that comes moving around. Let's see, it was another thing I want to bring up. Oh, here we go. He's a legit 3 level scorer who hits 68% of his shots in the restricted area, 51% rest of the paint, and 47 from mid-range. Ridiculous, guys. He's only at 31% from deep for the whole season, but he's been more confident and accurate lately. Though he isn't as much of a point guard just yet, Branham is unselfish and finds his teammates in stride. So can I just bring this up? I don't necessarily think him being like a traditional point guard or anything like that will matter at all. Just with the team, how the team is set up, I'm expecting Jeremy Sohan to be here for the long term. I'm expecting Malaki Branham to be here for the long term. And with that being said, I don't necessarily think that all the point guard duties will lie on him. I mean, I look at Jeremy Sohan, he's a guy that I instantly could see, okay, you're going to be the point guard. But also I look around the league, and yeah, you don't necessarily have to have a traditional point anyway. So I'm not really worried about that much. So yeah, that's just my take on it. I just think Malaki Branham will be perfectly fine with the role that he has right now. And if he can, like I said, if he can manage to become more of a shooting off the dribble, 3-point shooter, that is, he can shoot off the dribble, but 3-point shooting off the dribble, he'll be an instant threat as soon as he gets past half court. Okay, and that will make it even easier for him to facilitate for his teammates. Because he's pretty quick. I mean, he's pretty decently quick. So, you know, get past half court. Maybe they have to guard you a little bit tighter. They don't know where you're going to shoot it. And then you get past them, defense closes in, and you can find your open guy. So overall, I just think it's not that big of a deal. And his facilitation skills are good enough, even if it stayed at this level. Obviously his IQ increased a little bit, but if his passing ability stays at this level, I don't really have a problem with it. Especially since what he does well is going to help him facilitate better anyways. And then when you have a teammate like Jeremy Sohan, I don't think it matters. But let's see. Take a look at this play where he put, oh, no, we're not looking at any more plays. I'm sorry, guys. All those things take athletic ability to pull off, but knowing how and when to deploy them takes a high level of basketball IQ and feel for the game. In other words, rare stuff from a 19-year-old rookie. Yeah, so this just kind of sums it up right here. He's so fundamentally sound. He's always been like that. Even in college, he was like that. So it's just one of those weird things where he knows his spots, he knows what he's doing, and he can shot create. And, you know, all those comparisons to Chris Middleton, I think they're warranted. And I really thought about it, and I thought about it, and I thought about it, and I kept saying to myself, we're going to need superstars. Like, we need at least 2 or 3 superstars. That would be nice. That would be ideal. But I don't think that it's necessary for the Spurs to be successful again. Malaki Branham could become that, or he could just become a star, you know, superstar, and then underneath that star, right? Same thing with Jeremy Sohan. I don't think any of those guys have to do that. I think if the Spurs can just manage to get one more superstar and other pieces that are as good, if not like close to what we have right now as rookies, they're nasty, and that's all you really need. I look at teams like Milwaukee Bucks, for instance, where that's definitely what they have. They have a superstar, but then they have pieces that are really, really good. Is Chris Middleton a superstar? No. Would you consider him a star? Maybe, you know, because his shooting ability is so good. So that's all we really need. And luckily, the NBA is starting to shift away from the. Oh, what was that? I don't know what that was. But the NBA is starting to shift away from the whole like super teams thing. Obviously, Kevin Durant going to the Suns, maybe you consider that one. But for the most part, we're not worrying about that as much as we were years previous, years prior. So we're in the clear here. But anyways, I'll get with you guys later. If you want to support the channel, as always, man, clanthemerchfan.com. People are telling me that this is really sus. I don't care. Okay. All right. I don't care, dude. You work on things and no one appreciates it. But look, if you think that's trash, that's fine. Not every design is going to be a hitter. That would just mean 99% of these designs are hitters. So just go to link in the description, see if there's anything you like. I really do appreciate it. All love, guys. I'll get with you later, man. Till next time. Bye.